Hello, my name is Seshi. I am a producer, mix and mastering engineer, and coming from DS Media Studios in Tema. I have been producing for the past 16 years now, and some of the work I've done over the period of time include The Word of God by Sarkodie. I have Donzi and Kinate's Crusade. I have Kakape featuring Castro and then Obrafo. That's on the production side. And then for mixing and mastering, I've been working recently with Kwesiata. I mixed and mastered African Girl, which features Tatawale. I've also worked on Don't Keep Me Waiting, which features Kwesiata and Kidi, amongst a whole lot of other tracks. We have Wara and, a couple of tracks on Kwesiata's album. So one principle I live by is the principle of repetition, because if you find yourself in a space where you are working in creative arts, there is always a need for you to keep on practicing, identifying new things, and you'd realize that over a period of time you get better. So repetition is the mother of learning. It's one of the key things that drives me. I realize that in the industry in which we are, usually there are a lot of mistakes when it comes to the output. And so sometimes when you're listening to a track on radio, you realize that the levels are not really okay. And sometimes they really make you cringe. You'd actually wonder how come certain songs, finally appear on the radio. But there is a need for this revolution. There is a need for an enhancement, growth in what we are doing on a daily basis. And this actually goes to the up-and-coming engineers. You need to identify that in the future, the artist you're working with might end up being on an international platform, and they would go back and find out what he's done in the past. Now, one thing is that they may want to work with an engineer who makes a particular track, and you might not find yourself in that space because you handled that particular track, maybe carelessly, or for lack of a better word. So the essence of Possigee's masterclass is to identify some of the things that can improve what you're working with and take you a step further at rubbing shoulders with somebody who is internationally recognized. So for me, I usually look out for how well instrumental or sound and vocals blend. So there have to be underlying principles that you have to be with, or that you have to live by as an engineer. Mostly when a production or a track is brought into the studio, there are a number of things you have to look out for. Look out for the sample selection, look out for the nature in which the vocals were recorded, and identify what has to be corrected. Now, Possiggee's masterclass again is going to give you a fair sense of the kinds of things that you need to do to be able to have audio being of international standards, so that if you take it to, let's say, BBC One, they're just playing it. They're not going to go back and tell you that, okay, this needs to be remastered or this needs to be remixed. And always remember that repetition is the mother of learning.